The alarm sound filled the council room. Red lights flashed on every wall. Elder Zephix looked at the screen with fear in his eyes. His blue skin turned pale. "They are coming," he whispered. "The pirates are coming." Around the table, 5 other council members sat frozen. They were the leaders of the Delmar colony. Their people were peaceful. They grew food. They raised families. They never fought wars. But now war was coming to them. Council member Tyra stood up fast. Her hands shook. "How long do we have?" 2 days, Zephix said quietly. "Maybe less." The room went silent. Outside the window they could see their beautiful colony. Thousands of buildings covered in green plants. Children played in the parks. Families walked together on the streets. Nobody knew the danger that was coming. "We must send a distress call," Tyra said. "The Galactic Rescue Federation will help us. They always help peaceful colonies." Zephix nodded. He walked to the communication console. His fingers moved quickly over the controls. "I am sending the emergency code now. Federation ships are fast. They can be here in 1 day." Hope appeared on every face in the room. The message sent. A bright blue light shot from their communication tower into space. It traveled faster than light itself, carrying their desperate cry for help across the galaxy. But something went wrong. Far away in a dark ship, the pirate leader Kravex smiled. His red eyes glowed with evil joy. "Did you do it?" he asked his technician. "Yes, Commander," the technician replied. "I corrupted their signal. The Federation will never receive it." Kravex laughed. "Perfect. No help is coming. That colony and all its riches will be ours." The corrupted signal flew through space. It twisted and turned, going in the wrong direction. It passed the Federation's main station. It went beyond the protected zones. It traveled to the edge of known space. And then it went further. The signal reached a small yellow star. A star that most species avoided. A star with a warning label in every galactic database. The signal reached Earth. In the International Space Command Center, Captain Sarah Chen was drinking her coffee. It was a quiet night shift. She looked at the stars through the big window and thought about her family back home. Then the computer made a sound. "Captain," said Lieutenant Rodriguez, "we are receiving a transmission." Sarah put down her coffee. "From who?" "Unknown source. It's not in any Earth language. The computer is translating now." Sarah walked quickly to the screen. Words appeared. "Emergency. Distress call. Delmar colony under attack. Please help. 10,000 lives in danger. Coordinates attached." "Is this real?" Sarah asked. Rodriguez checked the data. "The signal is real, Captain. It came from deep space. Very far away." Sarah felt her heart beat faster. Humanity had been exploring space for 50 years. They found a few alien ruins. Some old technology. But never a living alien civilization. And now, aliens were asking for help. "Check the galactic database," Sarah ordered. "Find out about this Delmar colony." The computer searched. Information appeared on the screen. The Delmar people were peaceful. They had no weapons. No army. No defenses. They were farmers and scientists. And according to the database they lived in a protected zone. "Captain, look at this," Rodriguez said. His voice was worried. "There is a note about Earth in their files." Sarah read the note. Her face went cold. "Warning, Earth, Deathworld classification. Species dangerous. Avoid all contact." "They don't know they called us," Rodriguez whispered. "The signal must have been sent to someone else." Sarah stared at the screen. In the alien database, humans were labeled as dangerous. As something to fear. The Delmar people would never ask Earth for help on purpose. But the message was real. 10,000 innocent lives were in danger. 2 days until the pirates arrived. "Captain, what do we do?" Rodriguez asked. Sarah thought about her daughter. About all the children on Earth. She thought about those alien children in the Delmar colony. Playing in parks. Laughing with their families. Not knowing that death was coming. She made her decision. "Contact Fleet Commander Harrison," Sarah said. Her voice was strong and clear. "Tell him we have a situation. And wake up the crew of the Guardian Fleet." Rodriguez looked shocked. "Captain, the Guardian Fleet? Those are our military warships. If we send them." "Those people need help," Sarah interrupted. "I don't care if they think we're dangerous. I don't care if they sent the signal to the wrong species. They called for help and we're going to answer." She looked at the stars again. Somewhere out there, peaceful people were waiting for rescue. They didn't know who was coming. "Prepare the ships," Sarah ordered. "We leave in 4 hours." The Guardian fleet began to wake up. 12 massive warships. Built by humanity. Designed by a species that survived ice ages, predators, diseases, and wars. Ships that carried the strength of a death world. The Delmar colony was still waiting. Still hoping. Still praying for rescue. They had no idea what they had called. The 12 Guardian fleet ships moved through space like silver arrows. Inside the command ship, Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge. She watched the stars pass by on the main screen. "Distance to the Delmar colony?" she asked. 18 hours at maximum speed, Captain, replied Lieutenant Rodriguez. 18 hours. Sarah hoped it would be enough time. Behind her, the door opened. 2 people walked in. The first was Engineer Marcus Webb, a tall man with kind eyes and oil stains on his uniform. The second was Soldier Jean Park, a woman with short black hair and scars on her hands. "You called for us, Captain?" Marcus asked. Sarah nodded. "I need your opinions. Look at this." She displayed the Delmar colony information on the screen. Jean studied the data carefully. "They have no weapons, no shields, no defense systems at all. They're farmers," Marcus said softly. "Just farmers and families. How can anyone attack people like this?" "Pirates don't care," Sarah replied. Her voice was hard. "They only care about stealing and killing." Jean crossed her arms. "How many pirate ships are coming?" Rodriguez checked his computer. "Intelligence reports say around 50 ships. Maybe more." Marcus looked worried. "Captain, we only have 12 ships. Even with our technology." "I know the numbers, Marcus," Sarah interrupted. "But we're going anyway. These people need help." Jean smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of a soldier ready for battle. "Good. I didn't join the military to sit around and do nothing." Sarah turned back to the screen. "Rodriguez, show them the message we received." The distress call played again. The desperate words. The plea for help. Then Sarah showed them the warning about Earth. "They think we're dangerous," Marcus said quietly. "We are dangerous," Jean replied. "To our enemies. That's what makes us good at protecting people." Sarah felt proud of her crew. They understood. Humanity had survived on a death world. They knew how to fight. How to protect. How to win against impossible odds. "Get some rest," Sarah ordered. "Both of you. We arrive in 18 hours. I want everyone ready." Marcus and Jean left the bridge. Sarah stayed watching the stars. Somewhere ahead, people were waiting. Hoping. Praying. "Captain," Rodriguez said suddenly. "We're receiving another transmission from the colony." Sarah's heart jumped. "Play it." A new message appeared. But this time there was no text. There was a voice. "Weak. Scared. Desperate. Please. Anyone. Please help us. The pirates are coming. We can see their ships on our scanners now. They will be here in 1 day. We have children. We have families. We have no weapons. No way to fight. Please, if anyone can hear this, please hurry. Please." The message ended. The bridge was silent. Sarah felt anger burn in her chest. That voice. That fear. She had heard it before. On Earth. In disaster zones. In war zones. It was the sound of innocent people facing death. "Rodriguez," she said. Her voice was ice cold. "Increase speed. Push the engines to 110%. "Captain, that's dangerous. The engines might." "Do it," Sarah ordered. "Those people don't have time." "We don't have time." "Yes, Captain." The ships accelerated. They moved faster than they were designed to move. The engines roared with power. In the Delmar colony, Elder Zephyx stood in the central tower. He looked at the scanner screen. His hands gripped the console so hard his fingers hurt. He could see them now. The pirate ships. 57 red dots on the screen, getting closer every minute. Behind him, Tyra was crying softly. "No one is coming," she whispered. "We sent the signal, but no one answered." "Maybe the Federation didn't receive it," Zephyx said. But his voice had no hope in it. Outside the tower, in the streets, families were trying to evacuate. Parents carried children. Old people moved slowly. Everyone was scared. But where could they go? The pirates would find them anywhere on the colony. A young girl, no more than 6 years old, looked up at her mother. "Mama, will the heroes come? Like in the stories?" Her mother hugged her tight. Tears ran down her face. "I hope so, baby. I hope so." But the mother didn't believe it. No one believed it anymore. In the council room, a technician suddenly shouted. "Elder Zephyx. The pirates. What about them?" Zephyx ran to the screen. "They're accelerating. They're moving faster. They will arrive in 6 hours. Not one day. 6 hours. The room exploded with panic. People screamed. Some cried. Some just stood frozen with fear. They changed their plan, Zephyx said. His voice was empty. They're attacking early. They don't want to give anyone time to help us. Tyra fell to her knees. We're going to die. All of us. Zephyx wanted to say something hopeful. Something brave. But no words came. He just watched the red dots on the screen getting closer. 6 hours. 6 hours until the end. On the command ship, an alarm sounded. Captain? Rodriguez shouted. The pirates just accelerated. They're attacking early. Sarah felt her blood run cold. How long until they reach the colony? 6 hours, Captain. And how long until we arrive? Rodriguez's face went pale. 8 hours. We'll be 2 hours too late. The bridge went silent. Everyone understood what that meant. The pirates would reach the colony first. They would attack, kill, destroy. And the humans would arrive to find only bodies and ruins. Sarah looked at the screen. At the stars. At the impossible distance they still had to travel. Then she smiled. It was a dangerous smile. The smile of a human who refused to give up. Rodriguez, contact the engineering teams on all ships. Tell them I want 120% engine power. Captain, that could destroy the engines. And if we arrive late, those people will be destroyed, Sarah said. Push the engines. Break every safety rule. I don't care if we burn out every ship. We're going to get there in time. She looked at her crew. At their scared but determined faces. We're humans, she said. We don't give up. We don't arrive late. We fight impossible odds. That's what we do. That's who we are. The engines roared louder. The ships shook. Metal groaned under the stress. But they moved faster. The race had begun. The 12 human ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel. Space twisted and bent around them. Then they appeared right at the edge of the Delmar colony system. We made it, Rodriguez said. He was breathing hard. 5 hours and 42 minutes. We actually made it. Captain Sarah Chin wiped sweat from her face. The engines had screamed the entire journey. 2 ships reported serious damage. But they were here. They were in time. Scanner report, she ordered. Pirate fleet detected, Rodriguez replied. 57 ships. They're approaching the colony from the north. Distance, 20,000 kilometers. They'll reach the colony in 18 minutes. Sarah felt her jaw tighten. 18 minutes. They had 18 minutes to save 10,000 lives. Battle stations, she commanded. All ships, combat formation. Charge all weapons. Prepare for engagement. The 12 Guardian Fleet ships moved into position. They were smaller than the pirate vessels. They looked different from any ships in the galaxy. Sure. Angular. Aggressive. Like predators ready to hunt. In the Delmar colony control tower, the technician's screen suddenly flashed. Elder Zephyx, she screamed. New ships. 12 new ships just appeared. Zephyx ran to the screen. His heart jumped with hope. The Federation. They came. He stopped talking. The ships on the screen were wrong. They didn't look like Federation rescue vessels. Federation ships were round and white and peaceful looking. These ships were dark gray. They had sharp edges. They looked like weapons themselves. Computer, Zephyx said slowly. Identify those ships. The computer scanned. Search. Then information appeared on the screen. Ship design, unknown. Origin, Earth. Species, human. Zephyx felt his blood turn to ice. Earth? Tyra whispered behind him. Did it say Earth? The technician's hands shook as she typed. She pulled up the galactic database. The entry for Earth appeared on the main screen. Everyone in the control room could see it. Planet, Earth. Classification, Deathworld, Class 12. Native species, human. Warning level, extreme. Recommendation, avoid all contact. Species notes. Evolved on high-gravity planet, survived multiple extinction events. Apex predators on their own world. Extremely aggressive pack hunters with advanced tactical thinking. Do not approach unless absolutely necessary. Zephyx read the words 3 times. Each time his fear grew stronger. We called them, he whispered. Our distress signal. It went to Earth. We called the Deathworlders. Tyra grabbed his arm. But we didn't. We sent the signal to the Federation. How did it reach Earth? The pirates, Zephyx said. His voice was hollow. They must have corrupted our signal. They sent it to the wrong place. They sent it to them. In the streets below, people were looking up at the sky. They could see the new ships now. They didn't look like rescue ships. They looked like warships. A father held his daughter close. "Are those the heroes?" the little girl asked. The father didn't know what to say. On the pirate flagship, Commander Kravex saw the human ships appear on his screen. He laughed. "Only 12 ships?" he said to his crew. 12 little ships think they can stop us? We have 57 ships. Destroy them." His second-in-command looked worried. "Commander, those ship designs. I've never seen anything like them." "I don't care," Kravex snarled. "Attack." The pirate fleet changed course. Instead of going to the colony, they turned toward the human ships. 57 ships against 12. Sarah watched the pirates turn toward them. Good. That meant the colony was safe for now. "Captain," said Jean over the communications channel. She was on one of the military assault ships. "They're coming right at us. Should we engage?" "Not yet," Sarah replied. "Let them get closer. I want them to think we're easy targets." "Captain," Rodriguez said quietly, "we should contact the colony. Let them know we're here to help." Sarah nodded. He was right. The aliens were probably terrified. "Open a channel to the Delmar colony. All frequencies." "Channel open, Captain." Sarah took a deep breath. She chose her words carefully. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Guardian Fleet. We received your distress call. We are here to help. Please stay in your homes. We will handle the pirates." She closed the channel. In the control tower, Zephyx heard the message. The human's voice was strong, clear, confident. "They say they're here to help," Tyra said. Should we believe them?" Zephyx looked at the database again. At all the warnings about humans. About Deathworlders. About dangerous species. Then he looked at the other screen. At the 57 pirate ships. At the weapons those pirates carried. At the death that was coming for his people. "We don't have a choice," he said quietly. "The pirates are here. The humans are here. Either way, we're facing dangerous species. But only one of them says they want to help." The technician spoke up. "Elder, the pirates are opening fire. They're attacking the human ships." Everyone crowded around the screen. The battle was beginning. 57 pirate ships against 12 human ships. The numbers were impossible. Even if the humans were dangerous, they couldn't win against such odds. "Those poor humans," Tyra whispered. "They came to help us and now they're going to die." But Zephyx wasn't so sure. He watched the way the human ships moved. Fast, precise, like hunters circling prey. Then he remembered something from the database. One line he had read quickly. "Pack hunters with advanced tactical thinking." "Maybe," Zephyx said slowly, "maybe the pirates are the ones who should be worried." The first shots lit up the darkness of space. The battle for the Delmar colony had begun. The pirate ships fired first. Red laser beams cut through space. Plasma missiles streaked forward like angry comets. 57 ships unleashed their weapons at once. Commander Kravex watched from his flagship. He smiled his evil smile. "No one survives that much firepower," he said. But then something strange happened. The human ships moved. They didn't move like normal ships. They didn't fly in straight lines or simple patterns. They twisted. They spun. They dove and rolled like birds avoiding a storm. Most of the pirate shots missed completely. "What?" Kravex stared at his screen. "How did they dodge that?" His second-in-command checked the data. "Commander, their reaction speed? It's impossible. No species can react that fast." "Fire again." Kravex shouted. All ships concentrated fire. The pirates fired again. This time they aimed at one human ship. Hundreds of weapons locked onto a single target. The human ship didn't try to dodge. Instead, it flew straight toward the incoming fire. "They're crazy," a pirate gunner shouted. At the last second, the human ship released small metal objects. The objects exploded, creating a cloud of shrapnel. The pirate missiles hit the shrapnel and detonated early. The laser beams scattered in the cloud. The human ship flew through the explosions. Untouched. Unharmed. Then it fired back. On the command ship, Sarah watched the tactical display. "All ships, pattern Delta. Show them what Earth tactics look like." "Yes, Captain," came 12 voices over the communications. The Guardian fleet split apart. 6 ships went left. 6 ships went right. They moved around the pirate fleet like wolves circling a herd. "They're splitting up," a pirate pilot shouted. "Which group do we chase?" "Both groups." Kravex ordered. "Divide our fleet. 20 ships chase each group." It was exactly what Sarah wanted. Now, she said calmly. The human ships suddenly changed direction. The left group turned right. The right group turned left. They came together behind the pirate fleet. The pirates had divided their forces. Now the humans attacked from behind where the pirate ships were weakest. Jin's assault ship fired first. Its weapons were different from anything in the galaxy. They used magnetic acceleration. Kinetic missiles that moved at incredible speeds. 3 pirate ships exploded before they even knew they were hit. Target their engines, Sarah commanded. Disable them, don't destroy them all. I want prisoners to question. The human ships moved like a school of fish. When one turned, they all turned. When one attacked, they all attacked. Perfect coordination. Perfect timing. It was pack hunting. Learned from wolves and lions and ancient human warriors. The pirates had never seen anything like it. Fall back. Kravex screamed into his communicator. Regroup. Reform the fleet. But it was too late. The humans were inside their formation now. Moving between the pirate ships. Too close for the pirates to use their big weapons without hitting their own ships. Engineer Marcus watched from his station. Captain, 7 pirate ships disabled. 5 destroyed. 0 damage to our fleet. Sarah nodded. Continue the assault. Pattern echo now. The human ships changed tactics again. Now they paired up. 2 ships working together, covering each other's weak points. One ship would draw fire while the other attacked. A pirate ship tried to ram one of the human vessels. At the last second, the human ship dropped down. The pirate ship flew over it. The second human ship was waiting there. It fired at point-blank range. The pirate ship's engine exploded. They fight like demons, a pirate shouted. Kravex's face was red with rage. There are only 12 ships. We have 49 ships left. The numbers are on our side. But numbers didn't matter. The humans fought smarter. Faster. More aggressively. Another pirate ship exploded. Then another. Then 2 more. In the Delmar colony, thousands of people watched the battle on screens. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. The humans are winning, Tyra whispered. 12 ships against 57 and they're winning. Zephyx watched a human ship dodge between 2 pirate vessels. The pirates fired at the human ship but hit each other instead. The human ship escaped without a scratch. They're not just fighting, Zephyx said quietly. They're hunting. This is what they do on their world. This is how they survived. A technician pulled up more data about Earth. Elder, look at this. Earth has predators that hunt in packs. Wolves, lions, orcas. Humans learned from them. Humans learned to hunt together. And now they're using those skills to protect us, Tyra said. There were tears in her eyes. We thought they were monsters. But they came to save us. The little girl from earlier was watching the battle with her father. Daddy, the humans are heroes, right? Like in the stories? Her father nodded. Yes, sweetheart. They are. On the pirate flagship, Kravex was panicking. Half his fleet was gone. Destroyed or disabled. The humans had only lost 1 ship, and even that ship was still fighting with damaged engines. Commander, his communications officer shouted. The other captains are requesting permission to retreat. No. Kravex slammed his fist on the console. We don't retreat. We are pirates. We are feared across the galaxy. Not by them, his second-in-command said quietly, pointing at the screen. A human ship was coming straight toward the flagship. It ignored all the defensive fire. Its shields absorbed the damage. It got closer. Closer. Then it fired. The shot hit the flagship's main weapon system. The explosion shook the entire ship. Enough. Kravex screamed. Send the emergency signal. Call the backup fleet. Commander, are you sure? If we call them. Do it. The communications officer sent the signal. Moments later, space twisted and bent. New ships appeared. 30 more pirate vessels dropped out of faster-than-light travel. The backup fleet had arrived. On the command ship, Rodriguez saw the new ships appear on his screen. Captain, 30 more hostiles. We're now outnumbered 47-12. Sarah looked at the new enemy ships. For a moment, the bridge was silent. Everyone waited for her orders. Then Sarah smiled. It was a cold smile. A warrior's smile. Good, she said. I was worried this would be too easy. All ships switch to formation hunter. Let's show these pirates why you never corner a human. Jin's voice came over the communications channel. Captain, we're ready. Let's finish this. The Guardian fleet regrouped. Damaged but not broken. Outnumbered but not afraid. The second wave of the battle was about to begin. And the pirates were starting to realize something terrible. They hadn't trapped the humans. The humans had trapped them. The 30 new pirate ships moved into attack formation. They were fresh. Their weapons fully charged. Their crews eager for battle. Commander Kravex felt hope return to his chest. Now we have them. 77 ships total against their 12. Attack from all sides. Crush them. The combined pirate fleet surrounded the human ships. A circle of death. No escape. No way out. On the command ship, Rodriguez watched the tactical display. The red dots completely surrounded the blue dots. Captain, they have us boxed in. Sarah looked at the screen. She thought about her home. About Earth. About all the dangerous things humans faced on their world. You know what's funny, Rodriguez? She said calmly. On Earth, being surrounded just means we can shoot in any direction. She opened the fleet-wide channel. All ships, listen up. These pirates think they've trapped us. They think numbers win battles. But they've never fought a species from Earth. They've never fought hunters who survived ice ages. Who fought cave bears twice their size. Who looked at wolves and said, we can do that better. She paused. Let her words sink in. We don't retreat. We don't surrender. We attack. Always attack. Show them what Deathworld tactics look like. All ships, pattern chaos. Execute now. The 12 human ships suddenly broke apart. No formation. No pattern. Each ship moved independently, unpredictably. What are they doing? Kravex shouted. They're breaking formation? They're making it easier for us. But his second-in-command looked worried. Commander, I don't think. An explosion cut him off. 3 pirate ships had fired at the same human vessel. But the human ship wasn't there anymore. It had moved. The 3 pirate shots hit each other instead. Spread out. Kravex ordered. Don't fire if you might hit our own ships. But it was too late. The humans were moving between the pirate ships like ghosts. Fast. Unpredictable. Impossible to track. Jin's assault ship flew upside down, spinning as it flew. Pirate gunners couldn't get a lock on it. She fired while spinning. 2 shots. 2 hits. 2 pirate ships lost their engines. This is insane, a pirate pilot screamed. How can they fly like that? Marcus's engineering ship released a cloud of metal particles. The cloud confused the pirate sensors. 5 pirate ships fired blindly into the cloud. They hit nothing but empty space. Then Marcus flew out of the cloud from behind and disabled all 5 ships with precise shots to their power cores. They're using tricks, a pirate captain shouted. Dishonorable tricks. But Sarah heard the communication on the intercepted channel. She laughed. Tricks. On Earth we call them tactics. We learned them fighting predators that wanted to eat us. You think you're scary? My ancestors fought saber-toothed tigers with wooden spears. A pirate heavy cruiser locked onto Sarah's command ship. It fired its main cannon. A massive plasma beam that could cut through any shield. Evasive maneuvers. Rodriguez shouted. But Sarah had already seen it coming. Hard right, then drop. The command ship turned sharply right, then suddenly dropped down. The plasma beam missed by meters. The heat from it made the ship's hull glow red. Return fire, Sarah ordered. Target their weapon system. Her ship fired. The shot was perfect. It hit the pirate cruiser's main cannon just as the cannon was charging for a second shot. The cannon exploded, taking the front half of the cruiser with it. Captain? Rodriguez said. Ship 7 reports heavy damage. They lost shields and main engines. Sarah checked her screen. Ship 7 was drifting. Dead in space. 3 pirate vessels were moving in for the kill. Ship 7, this is command, Sarah said into the communicator. Are your weapons still working? Yes, Captain, came the reply. It was Lieutenant Hayes. His voice was strained but steady. Weapons at 70%. We can still fight. Then fight, Sarah said. Make them regret getting close to you. Yes, Captain. Ship 7 couldn't move. But its weapons still worked. As the 3 pirate ships approached, Ship 7 rotated slowly, using its emergency thrusters. It aimed carefully. 3 shots. 3 direct hits. The pirate ships hadn't expected a damaged vessel to fight back so effectively. They had thought it was helpless. They were wrong. 2 pirate ships exploded. The 3rd retreated with heavy damage. Did you see that? A pirate on Kravex's flagship shouted. Their damaged ship destroyed 3 of ours. What kind of species keeps fighting when they're dying? The kind from a death world, the second-in-command whispered. Across the battlefield, the pirates were learning the same lesson. Human ships didn't give up. Even damaged, they kept fighting. Even outnumbered, they kept attacking. One human ship lost its main engines but used its backup thrusters to ram a pirate vessel. Both ships were damaged, but the human crew kept firing from the wreckage. Another human ship's shields failed. Pirate shots hit its armor. Metal burned. Systems failed. But the human captain redirected power from life support to weapons and took down 2 more pirate ships before her own crew ran out of air. "They're crazy," a pirate screamed over the open channel. "They're all crazy." Kravex watched his fleet crumble. They had started with 77 ships. Now only 32 were still fighting. The rest were destroyed or disabled. And the humans? They still had 12 ships. Damaged, yes. Some barely holding together. But still fighting. Still attacking. Still winning. "How?" Kravex whispered. "How is this possible?" His second-in-command pulled up data about Earth. "Commander, look at their world. Gravity is higher than standard. Atmosphere is more violent. They have predators, diseases, natural disasters. Everything on Earth is trying to kill everything else. To survive there you have to be tough. You have to never give up. And we brought that here," Kravex said. His face was pale. "We called for backup. We made the fight bigger. We thought more ships meant victory. But they don't care about numbers. They only care about winning." On the command ship, Sarah watched another pirate vessel explode. "Rodriguez, damage report on our fleet?" "All ships have taken damage, Captain. But all ships are still operational. Casualties are minimal. We're winning." Sarah nodded. The pirates were breaking. She could see it in the way they moved. Hesitant. Scared. Some were trying to retreat. "All ships, prepare for final push," she ordered. "Let's end this." Suddenly, every screen went bright red. An alarm screamed across all frequencies. "Captain?" Rodriguez's voice was full of fear. "Massive energy signature. Something's coming." Space twisted. Reality bent. A shadow fell across the battlefield. Something huge was entering normal space. It was bigger than a ship. Bigger than a fleet. It was a station. A war station. 10 times the size of the largest human vessel. Its hull was covered in weapons. Hundreds of weapons. Maybe thousands. The pirates stopped fighting. The humans stopped fighting. Everyone stared at the monster that had just appeared. "No," Marcus whispered from his engineering ship. "That thing could destroy a planet." Jin's voice came over the channel. "Captain, what is that?" Sarah stared at the screen. At the massive war station. At its weapons charging with deadly light. Kravex's voice broadcast across all frequencies. He was laughing now. Crazy evil laughter. "You thought you won?" he screamed. "You thought your Deathworld tactics were enough? That's the Devourer. The most powerful war station in pirate history. You can't fight that. Nothing can fight that." The war station's weapons locked onto the human fleet. All of them. At once. Sarah felt her mouth go dry. They had fought impossible odds before. But this was something else. This was a weapon designed to kill planets. And it was aiming at 12 small ships. "Captain?" Rodriguez's voice was quiet. "Orders." Sarah looked at her crew. At Rodriguez. At all the brave people on her ship. At all the brave people on all 12 ships. They had come here to save innocent lives. They had fought so hard. Won against impossible odds. And now this. She thought about the Delmar colony. About the families down there. About the little girl who asked if heroes were coming. Sarah took a deep breath. "All ships," she said. "We're not done yet." The war station fired. The war station fired. A beam of pure energy thick as a building cut through space. It was meant to destroy planets. To crack worlds in half. "All ships, emergency dive." Sarah screamed. The 12 human ships dropped down. Faster than physics should allow. The beam passed over them. The heat was so intense that the top armor of every ship began to melt. Alarms screamed. Metal groaned. But they survived. "Damage report." Sarah shouted. "Ship 4 lost its top shields." Rodriguez replied. "Ship 9's communication array is gone. But everyone is still alive." The war station began charging for another shot. In the Delmar colony, Zephyx watched in horror. "They can't fight that. No one can fight that." Tyra was crying. "The humans tried to save us. Now they're going to die because of us." The little girl who had asked about heroes was hugging her father. "Daddy, are the heroes going to be okay?" Her father didn't answer. He couldn't lie to her. On the pirate flagship, Kravex was celebrating. "Yes. One more shot and they're finished. The Devourer never misses twice." But his second-in-command was looking at his screen with confusion. "Commander, the human ships, they're not retreating." "What?" "They're moving toward the Devourer. They're attacking it." Kravix looked at his screen. The human ships were flying straight at the war station. At certain death. "They really are insane," he whispered. On the command ship, Marcus was typing frantically. "Captain, I'm scanning the war station. Looking for a weakness." "Hurry, Marcus," Sarah said. "We have maybe 2 minutes before it fires again." The human fleet dodged pirate ships as they flew toward the Devourer. Some pirates tried to stop them. Jin's ship destroyed 3 pirate vessels without slowing down. "Captain," Jin said over the communicator, "even if we reach that station, our weapons won't scratch it. The armor is too thick." "I know," Sarah replied. "That's why we're not going to attack the outside." Marcus suddenly shouted. "I found it. Captain, I found a weakness." Everyone on the bridge turned to look at him. Marcus pointed at his screen. "The war station is so big, it needs massive power cores. 10 of them. They're deep inside the station, but there's a maintenance tunnel that connects to the outer hull. If someone could get inside, they could destroy the power cores from within," Sarah finished. "How small is the entrance?" Marcus checked. "Very small. Only 1 or 2 people could fit. And it's heavily guarded." Sarah thought for 3 seconds. Then she made her decision. "Jin, did you hear that?" Jin's voice came back immediately. "Yes, Captain. I volunteer. Take your best soldier. Get inside that station. Destroy those power cores." "Understood, Captain. But how do I get in? That station will shoot us before we get close." Sarah smiled. "We're going to give you a ride. All ships, cover Jin's assault vessel. Get her to that entrance." The 11 other ships formed a shield around Jin's small ship. They flew straight at the war station. The Devourer fired again. The 11 ships dodged and weaved. The beam missed. But the war station had other weapons. Smaller guns. Hundreds of them. They all fired at once. Evasive maneuvers. Sarah ordered. The fleet split and dodged. Laser fire filled space. One shot hit ship 3. Its shields failed. Another shot hit ship 8. An explosion tore through its side. But they kept flying forward. Jin's ship stayed in the center, protected by the others. "Almost there," Jin said. She could see the maintenance entrance now. A small door on the massive hull of the war station. "Jin, you have 30 seconds before the main weapon charges again," Marcus shouted. Jin's ship accelerated. The other ships fell back. She was on her own now. Pirate fighters poured out of the war station. 20 of them. All targeting Jin's ship. "Oh no you don't," Jin muttered. She spun her ship, fired 6 shots. 6 pirate fighters exploded. The rest scattered. 15 seconds. Her ship reached the maintenance entrance. She activated the magnetic clamps. Her ship attached to the hull of the war station. "I'm in position," Jin said. "Go," Sarah ordered. "We'll keep them busy out here." Jin grabbed her rifle. Her second-in-command, Sergeant Chin, grabbed his weapon. They opened the airlock. The maintenance tunnel was dark. Emergency lights flickered. Jin and Chin floated through zero gravity, pulling themselves along the walls. "This place is huge," Chin whispered. They heard voices. Pirate voices. "Guards ahead," Jin whispered. "Stay quiet." But one pirate turned a corner and saw them. His eyes went wide. "Intruders. Human intru." Jin shot him before he finished. But the alarm was already triggered. Red lights flashed. A siren wailed. "So much for quiet," Chin said. They ran. More pirates appeared. Jin and Chin fired as they ran. Pirates fell. But more kept coming. "How many guards does this station have?" Chin shouted. "Too many," Jin replied. A pirate jumped at Jin from above. She didn't have time to shoot. Instead, she grabbed him and threw him into the wall. The pirate's helmet cracked. He stopped moving. "Chin, did you see that?" A pirate shouted into his radio. "She threw Torvik like he was a toy. How strong are humans?" "Strong enough," Jin shouted back. She shot 3 more pirates. They reached the power core chamber. 10 massive reactors, each one glowing with blue energy. "There." Jin pointed. "Set the charges." Chin pulled out explosive devices. He began attaching them to the power cores. Pirates poured into the chamber. 20 of them. 30. More than Jin could count. "Chin, how long?" Jin asked. She fired her rifle. 3 shots. 3 dead pirates. 2 minutes. "I need 2 minutes." "I'll buy you 2 minutes." Jean dropped her rifle. It was empty. She pulled out her combat knife. A huge pirate, twice her size, ran at her. He had 4 arms and massive claws. Jean dodged his first swing, ducked under his second. Then she jumped up and stabbed her knife into his neck. The pirate fell. Another pirate attacked. Jean broke his weapon with her bare hands, then knocked him out with one punch. The other pirates stopped advancing. They stared at her. "What's wrong?" Jean said. She was breathing hard. "I thought you wanted to fight a human?" "She's a demon," one pirate whispered. "No," another pirate said. "She's a Deathworlder. This is what they are." "Charge is set," Chin shouted. "We have 30 seconds. Jean and Chin ran. The pirates chased them. Shots filled the corridor. They reached Jin's ship. Jumped inside. Jean started the engines. Detaching in 3, 2, 1. The ship pulled away from the war station. "Captain?" Jean called over the radio. "Charges are set. Get clear. All ships retreat." Sarah ordered. "Maximum speed." The human fleet flew away from the war station. Kravex watched from his flagship. What did they do? What? The Devourer exploded. Not all at once. The power cores went first. 10 explosions inside the station. Then the explosions reached the main weapon. The charged energy had nowhere to go. The war station tore itself apart. The explosion was so bright, it lit up the entire system. Pirates' ships too close to the blast were destroyed. The shockwave knocked others spinning. When the light faded, the Devourer was gone. Only debris remained. Kravex stared at the empty space where his greatest weapon had been. "No," he whispered. "No, that's impossible." Sarah's voice came over the open channel. "Attention all pirate vessels. Your war station is destroyed. Your fleet is broken. You have one chance. Surrender now or we finish this." The pirate fleet was silent. Then one by one pirate ships began to power down their weapons. They surrendered. The battle was over. 12 human ships floated in space. Damaged, burning, but victorious. Around them 32 pirate ships sat powerless. Their weapons offline. Their crews defeated. Captain Sarah Chen looked at her screen. At the debris field where the war station had been. At the broken pirate fleet. At her own ships barely holding together. "Rodriguez casualty report," she said quietly. Rodriguez checked his data. His voice was tired but proud. 47 wounded. 8 critical. 0 deaths, Captain. Everyone survived. Sarah closed her eyes. Thank God. Everyone was alive. And the colony? No damage, Captain. The Delmar colony is completely safe. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. They had done it. Against impossible odds, they had saved 10,000 innocent lives. "Captain," Rodriguez said, "the colony is trying to contact us." Sarah straightened her uniform. "Put them through." The screen changed. An alien face appeared. Blue skin. Large eyes. He looked old and wise and very, very scared. "This is Elder Zephix of the Delmar colony," the alien said. His voice shook. Are you Captain Chin?" "Yes," Sarah replied. "The pirates are defeated. Your people are safe now." Zephix was silent for a long moment. Then he said, "Why? Why did you come?" "Our signal? It was meant for the Galactic Federation. It reached Earth by mistake. You didn't have to answer. You could have ignored it." Sarah thought about her answer. She thought about her daughter back on Earth. About all the children in the universe who deserve to grow up safe. "You called for help," Sarah said simply. "It doesn't matter if the call was a mistake. Someone needed help. We came. That's what we do." "But the database," Zephix said. "It says humans are dangerous. That we should avoid you. That you come from a death world and—" "We are dangerous," Sarah interrupted. "To pirates. To criminals. To anyone who threatens innocent people. But we're not monsters. On Earth we have a saying, dangerous to our enemies. Loyal to our friends." Another alien appeared on the screen. It was Tyra, the council member. She had tears in her eyes. "You saved us," she said. "You fought impossible odds. Some of your ships are destroyed. Your people are wounded. You risked everything for strangers." Sarah shook her head. "You're not strangers anymore. You called for help. We answered. That makes us allies now." 2 hours later, Sarah took a shuttle down to the colony surface. Jean and Marcus came with her. The landing pad was crowded. Thousands of Delmar people had come to see the humans. They stood at a distance, nervous but curious. Sarah stepped off the shuttle. The Delmar people gasped. They had never seen a human in person before. Elder Zephix walked forward slowly. He stopped a few meters away. "I thought you would be taller," he said. "The database said Deathworlders are huge and terrifying." Jean laughed. "We're only terrifying when we need to be." A small Delmar child, the same little girl who had asked about heroes, broke free from her mother. She ran toward Sarah. "No," her mother screamed. "Don't get close to them." But the girl didn't stop. She ran right up to Sarah and hugged her leg. Everyone froze. The girl looked up at Sarah with big, innocent eyes. "Thank you for saving us," she said. "You're a hero. Just like in the stories." Sarah knelt down. She was at eye level with the child now. "What's your name?" "Lyra," the girl said. "Well, Lyra, you're very brave. Running up to scary strangers like that." "You're not scary," Lyra said. "You're nice. I can tell." Sarah felt tears in her eyes. She hugged the little girl. Around the landing pad, the Delmar people began to relax. If their children weren't afraid, maybe they didn't need to be afraid either. Zephix walked closer. "Captain Chin, our people owe you a debt we can never repay." "You don't owe us anything," Sarah said, standing up. "Just, when the next species needs help, answer their call. The way we answered yours. That's payment enough." Marcus stepped forward. "Also, if you could maybe update that database entry about humans? The dangerous monster description isn't great for making friends." Everyone laughed. It was the first time Delmar people and humans laughed together. 3 days later, the news spread across the galaxy. A peaceful colony had been attacked by pirates. Earth ships had responded. 12 human vessels against 77 pirate ships and a war station. The humans had won. The story spread from planet to planet. From species to species. In the Galactic Council chambers, ambassadors talked in shocked whispers. The humans did what? They destroyed the Devourer? Maybe we were wrong about Earth. On other peaceful colonies, leaders looked at their star maps. They looked at the location of Earth. They thought about the humans who risked everything to save strangers. Distress calls began arriving at Earth Space Command. "This is the Torlon colony. We are being raided. Can Earth help us? This is the Vexen system. Pirates are threatening our trade routes. We request Earth's protection. This is the Helion settlement. We heard what you did for the Delmar colony. We need help too." Admiral Williams sat in Earth Space Command headquarters. He looked at all the requests. Dozens of them. Hundreds. "Sir," his aide said. "What do we do? We can't help everyone." Admiral Williams thought for a long moment. Then he smiled. "Start building more ships," he said. "If the galaxy needs protectors, Earth will answer. That's what we do." On the Delmar colony, a monument was being built. A statue of a human and a Delmar standing together. The inscription read, "They came from a death world. They brought hope. When we called for help by mistake, they answered on purpose." Elder Zephix stood in front of the unfinished monument. Tyra stood beside him. "The galaxy will never be the same," Tyra said. "No," Zephix agreed. "For thousands of years we feared Deathworlders. We avoided Earth. We called them dangerous. We were right. They are dangerous. But we forgot something important." "What's that?"